Today, we celebrate the somewhat bizarre life of Blessed Jacopone da Todis, born in 1230, about 4 years after the death of St. Francis. He was a member of a somewhat noble family, studied law. Somewhere in his late 20s, he married a young and noble woman named Vanna, who was a pious and generous person. Due to his reputation as a worldly and greedy man, she took it upon herself to mortify her flesh in atonement for his behavior. Not long after their wedding, Benedeni urged his wife to attend a public tournament. In the course of the spectacle, she was killed when part of the stand in which she was sitting gave way. Rushing to her side, he discovered that she had been wearing a hair shirt. The shock of his wife's death and the evidence of her secret penance made such an impression on him that he abandoned his profession and became a Franciscan tertiary. He gave up his legal practice, gave away all his possessions, and lived as a wandering ascetic, joining the Third Order of St. Francis, today called the Secular Franciscans. And during this time, he gained a reputation as a madman because of his eccentric behavior. He appeared in public wearing a saddle and crawling on all fours. At another occasion, he appeared at a wedding in his brother's house, tarred and feathered from head to toe. After about 10 years of this, he sought admission to the Franciscans, but they were kind of reluctant to accept him. He soon composed a beautiful poem on the vanities of the world, which led to his admission into the order. And he lived a very poor and spiritual life. He was in poor health eventually and went to a small town called Colazzone, not too far from Assisi. It's a nice shopping mall there right now, a Galleria. And he was cared for by a community of poor Clares. His friend John Laverna came to give him the last rites, and John arrived on Christmas Eve and comforted him, and he died about midnight. His body was originally buried in the monastery church, but in 1433, his grave was discovered and his remains transferred to a crypt in the Franciscan Church of San Fortunato in Todi. And that's it. Oh, there's one more important item to mention. You ever hear the Stabat Mater Dolorosa? In English it goes, at the cross her station weeping, stood the mournful mother weeping. That's called the Stabat Mater Dolorosa. And according to many, he's the one who wrote it. It was inserted into the Roman Missal and Breviary for the Feast of the Seven Sorrows of the Blessed Virgin Mary. And that now takes place on September 15th. He wrote the words. Many composers have set it to music, such as Palestrina, Scarlatti, Pergolesi, and Rossini, Dvorak, and many others, Dochnani. So he did a lot of good, even though they used to call him Crazy Jim. But it turned out he was crazy in love with the Lord and became a saint. God bless him. Amen. Alleluia.